Kuzuzambo and good afternoon. In this session, we will start with new unit, that is Unit 2, Unit 2 Combinational Logic Circuit. In Unit 1, we have studied number system, code and Boolean algebra. We have also studied different type of logic gate, where we try to study logic symbol for different type of gate and also the truth table for each type of gate. Now, all those what we have studied in Unit 1 will be helpful in the Unit 2 and Unit 3 as well. Unit 2 is about combination logic circuit. Unit 3 is about sequential logic circuit. Now, if you use different type of gate and construct a circuit, then you will get two type of circuit, that is combinational logic circuit and sequential logic circuit. Now we'll look into definition of combinational logic circuit and sequential logic circuit. As I said, when we use different type of logic gate and construct a circuit, you will get two type of circuit, that is combinational logic circuit or sequential logic circuit. In case of combinational logic circuit, this is the symbol for combinational logic circuit, where you have a multiple input and multiple output. The definition of combinational logic circuit is it is the time dependent circuit which do not depend upon previous input in order to generate any output. So which means the combinational logic circuit is time independent, where it just depends on present input in order to generate any output. So if the circuit fulfill this condition without which is time independent and which depend only on present input, then this type of circuit is known as combinational logic circuit. Now, characteristic of combinational logic circuit. So as per the definition, a circuit output depend only on present input. The speed of the circuit is fast, and the circuit is easy to design. There is no feedback between input and output. So you can clearly see in this diagram, there is no feedback between input and output. And this is time independent. The elementary building block that used in order to build combinational logic circuit is logic gate. So different type of logic gate are used in order to build different type of combinational logic circuit. The main purpose of combinational logic circuit is used for arithmetic as well as Boolean operation. So in order to Boolean operation, this combinational logic circuit are used. Combinational circuit don't have capability to store any state, so which means they don't have a memory to store the state. As combinational circuit don't have clock, they don't require triggering. Since combinational circuit is independent of time and it does not have clock, so therefore they do not require triggering. So the definition of triggering you will understand when we study flip-flop and counter. Triggering actually is a action where it require certain things to start your circuit. For example, sequential circuit, if you give a clock, then your circuit will start functioning. So that is like kind of triggering. And one feature is the circuit do not have any memory element, and it is easy to use and handle. So example of combinational logic circuit are encoder, decoder, multiplexer, and demultiplexer. And these are the few examples for combinational logic circuit. If you use different type of logic gate and construct, and it is time independent, and which output depend on present input, then these circuits are known as combinational logic circuit. An example are encoder, decoder, multiplexer, and demultiplexer. Now, this one is symbol diagram for sequential circuit. So if you define sequential circuit, are those circuits which are dependent on clock cycle and depend on present as well as past input to generate any output. Now, you can clearly see in this diagram, the sequential circuit is combination of sequential circuit. It is the combinational circuit, and it has a feedback. Now let's see the characteristic of sequential circuit. In sequential circuit, the output depend upon present as well as past input. The circuit speed is slow, and to design the sequential circuit, it is tougher, and there exists a feedback path between input and output. So you have clearly seen in the diagram where there, there is a feedback path between input and output. Sequential circuit is time dependent. The elementary building block used is flip-flop. In case of combination logic circuit, the elementary building block used is logic gate. In case of sequential circuit, the elementary building block is flip-flop. What is flip-flop? Flip-flop is also constructed using the different type of logic gate. Then it will become one chips as a flip-flop, and those flip-flop will use to construct the sequential logic circuit. Sequential circuits are mainly used for storing data. Sequential circuits have capability to store any state or retain earlier state. As sequential circuits are clock dependent, they need triggering. Since sequential circuit is a clock dependent circuit, in order to function the circuit, there should have a triggering. This circuit have memory element. It is not easy to use and handle compared to combination logic circuit. Now, example of sequential circuit are flip-flops and counter. Now, I have introduced you about combination logic circuit and sequential logic circuit. Now, each example that I have shown here, like for example, the combination logic circuit example are counter, encounter, then multiplexer and demultiplexer. We are going to study all the example individually, and we are also going to study flip-flop and counter individually. Now here is the comparison between combinational and sequential logic circuit. So which I have picked from the characteristic I explained in previous slide. So you may go through and you can add your comparison between combination logic circuit and sequential logic circuit. Now, if I read what I have compared in my slide, output depend only upon present input, whereas sequential output depend upon present as well as past input. The elementary building block is logic gate in combination circuit. In case of sequential, elementary building block uses flip-flop. Similarly, circuit don't have clock, they don't require triggering. In sequential circuit are clock dependent and they need triggering. And the use for combination circuit, it used for arithmetic as well as Boolean operation. In case of sequential, mainly it used for storing the data. Now you can add your comparison by looking at the above slide where I have mentioned many characteristics for both type of logic circuit. Now with this, we have finished with introduction of unit 2, where we are going to study combinational logic circuit. And I have compared combinational logic circuit with a sequential logic circuit. Sequential logic circuit actually is unit 3, where we are going to study counter, flip-flop, and within counter we have asynchronous, synchronous counter, different type of counter where we are going to study. And this is the introduction of unit 2, and in next classes we will study The example that I stated in combination circuit, like multiplexer, demultiplexer, encoder, decoder individually. If you have any doubt, please drop message in our group as well as email me at any time. Thank you for listening.